We've been going through 6 little known facts that can help you buy your first home. And just going on to number 4 is that you might be able to create a cash down payment without actually going into debt. And this is something that is might be a little bit more complicated, but something that you can do. Maybe you have an investment that you can borrow against. So it's really not going into debt for that. It's just borrowing against an investment. And number 5 is you can buy a home even if you have problems with your credit rating. And this is something that I find that a lot of people think that their credit is significantly lower than it actually is. A lot of people go to that glass half full as opposed to half empty versus half full. And so when you're looking at that, you might think that your credit score is a lot worse than it actually is too. Because a lot of times it's just a couple of little things that you would have to do to make it better if it is something that might be a little bit out of whack. But most of the times we find that people's credit scores are significantly bigger than what they think they are. The last thing on here is that you can and should get pre-approved for a home loan before you go looking for a home. And this is something that I feel is really important, and I know you too, Danielle, think it is as well. Because when you get pre-approved for a mortgage, they've checked everything for you already. It's not pre-qualified. There's a big difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified. But when you're pre-approved, they've already gone through all your documents. They've gone through your tax returns. They've gone through everything, and you know exactly where you stand. You know exactly how much money that it's going to cost in order to get that home. They're going to tell you what you're going to need in down payment. They're going to tell you what your payment's going to be. And you can make the decision of what kind of a property that you want to buy based on that. As long as you can afford it, we're there for you to help you to reach your goal, whatever that might be. And one of the things that we're actually looking at this week that we saw this article that's the 7 reasons you should buy a home now. And one of the things is that rents are rising, and they're rising at a faster pace than home prices, especially in Central Florida. Mortgage interest rates are still favorable. We're finding them in the 3s.
Yeah.
Low 4s at the most is kind of where they're at. Which is phenomenal. So when you were looking maybe 5 or 10 years ago and the interest rates were 7 or 8%, you're paying a lot less, almost 50%, almost, not quite 50%, but close to that every month for it. And that's why the houses are affordable right now. And you can get a lot more house for your money. And most of Florida, it's still cheaper to buy than rent, which we've just been talking about a lot today. Again, the down payment isn't as much as you think it's going to be. And so just looking into the possibility, and when it comes to a timeline of how long you need to take before you actually make that decision of whether you're going to continue with your lease or whether you're going to actually buy. Usually I would say between, if you're going to build, then you actually need to be planning things out 6 months at least. If you're going to buy something that's already existing, we should definitely be looking in about the 3 to 4 months range.
Yeah.
We can get something done in 45, but we're going to be settling a little bit for what's on the market right then and there. So our best bet is to start 3 to 4 months out is really what we want to do in order to have the best experience for you to find exactly what you're looking for.